Hey Aquarius, this is your May 2017 reading. My name is Dre. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising, super general reading. If you want a reading, email me. All my information is in the description box. Follow my Twitter. I try to keep it a little updated from time to time. I put a reading up there for the full moon in Scorpio. That was yesterday. And speaking of the full moon, that affected you guys. Well, affected everybody. Especially if you're a fixed sign like Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius, Leo. It also, so for you guys, Scorpio is your 10th house, thereabouts, and the new moon in Taurus, which was a couple weeks ago, that was in your 4th house. So you guys have sort of, I feel like when it comes to where you are in terms of like how the public sees you, but also how comfortable you are with yourself, how like, how can I explain this? It's more like how you guys choose to present yourself, understanding that you guys have a destiny, understanding that you guys have like sort of a rightful place in terms of where you need to be in your life, and peeling back all of the issues or all of the sort of I guess like negative sort of things, like negative wasteful energies that are holding you guys back. And also, yesterday, or I think today, the North Node moved into Leo, and the South Node is in Aquarius now. I'm not expecting you guys to understand what that means, but essentially, for the next 18 months, it's going to be about, there's going to be this process of you guys understanding what you need to let go of, understanding what you've become too attached to in terms of the more, it doesn't really have to be superficial, but like the more self-limiting aspects of yourself, the aspects of yourself that, because Aquarius, out of a lot of signs, like most of the fixed signs, again, Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and you guys, it's all about just being real and true to yourself, because being a fixed sign, you aren't necessarily influenced by external forces like the cardinal signs or the forces of like other people and certain situations, like the mutable signs, which are able to put themselves in a lot of situations. You guys are more focused on your path in life, your track, and so I feel like with the South Node moving into your sign, as well as I think there are going to be eclipses in Aquarius and Leo going forward. So it's a very important time for you guys. I'd have to look into that because, again, I'm not an astrologer. I just pay attention to what's going on and sort of interpret it in my own way. But I'm not like heavy into it. I'd rather do tarot. But anyway, it's going to be an important, not just May, but an important year for you guys, easily until we get back to Aquarius season. And this past Aquarius season was pretty important for you guys as well. So at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Pentacles. I'm using the Golden Thread Tarot, and I'm not doing reversals. It's a pretty cool deck. We have another ace, the Ace of Swords. We have the Knight of Wands, the Lovers, Three of Swords, the Eight of Wands, Death, which has come up a lot for a lot of signs. I think you guys are like the fourth ones or something. The King of Swords. This is you guys, regardless if you're male or female. Two of Swords. Five of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles. I'm just going to pull one more card right here. The Knight of Swords. So you have three knights. Very interesting. Okay. So I've really been feeling this for you guys. Sagittarius has like similar energy to you guys. So if a Sagittarius is important, and we also have the Knight of Wands in the deck, which is Sagittarius. So yeah, I've been feeling with you guys that you're ready. I feel like out of all the signs, you guys are most, if not prepared, I do feel like the situation around you is sort of forcing you to like be so real with yourself, to totally understand that. And, Aquarius, this is the energy where, since you guys are ruled by Uranus, as well as Saturn, but it's more about like, in a way similar to Scorpio, in that you guys understand that change is good, or at least change would do you good. Because a drawback of being a fixed sign is that you can get too stuck in your own rut, especially if you have a lot of fixed energy. But it's important to like recognize that when things are changing around us, that we need to change with it, which is something that Aquarius, the energy is more adept at doing. And so while going about doing this, you have to be grounded, and you have to stay focused on your intent and focus on what it is you need to start. With this Ace of Pentacles, some of you might have started a new job. Some of you might be really passionate about getting your health together. Or some of you, I could see you, for some of you that are dating, or some of you that are probably engaged or whatever, making a choice, making a decision to move in with somebody, or actually, get engaged, or, start that next level with your relationship. I really do feel like that it's more all-encompassing for you guys. I feel like if you're able to sort of keep focus and put in the actual work, that there will be that you'll be able to sort of bring in that next level, that next step of whatever facet of your life you want to bring in. Because we have this Ace of Swords and Death, you have to not fool yourself. You have to be so, you have to be committed, and you have to be determined, and you have to be focused, and you can't, Death, I can see this as like the full moon in Scorpio, because Death represents Scorpio. Excuse me. So it's like, you can't start new, you can't start fresh, you can't have a new beginning if you're still hanging on to what has already died. Especially if some of you are like dating, or if like a new line of communication is opening up for you and somebody, or, you're meeting new people. Old habits, old ways of seeing them, old ways of continuing to interact with them would need to change, would need to die. And I feel like a lot of you are taking on this night, or it will be important for you to take this Knight of Swords energy on, to not be afraid to be confrontational. But with the Knight of Swords, it's not about, and since I'm not doing reversals, I need to read both energies of the card, the sort of the easier energy and the more stressful energy, which is what a reversal would be, more stressful. But it would be important to understand that you need to travel light. The Knight of Swords can just as easily be, it's a very intellectual energy. It's a very quick energy. It's a very in the moment energy. And it's one that, the more experiences you have, the more communications you open up to, the more 3, you're willing to be the less inhibited. And we also have the Knight of Wands here. So there's a part of you that sort of just needs to like open up a little bit, have a little fun, like take a little risk, because you have these beginnings here, you have these new fresh starts, or at least these ideas that won't that will benefit if you step outside the line a little bit, if you be a little colorful. And again, that's the Aquarian energy in and of itself, to like sort of kind of go against the grain. But also recognizing that you can, that there is a path to follow, there is a traditional path or whatever, and that there are rules and there are standards, but at least like seeing it from a different perspective, you know, be able to see it from the outside looking in, sort of thing. So if you're not even dating anybody, or if you're not engaged, when it comes to you actually trying to meet people, or when it comes to you trying to figure out which path you want to pursue in your life, you can't be afraid to sort of try a lot of things, because we do have 3 nights here. So you could be dating 3 different people, or you could be seeing a few different people, or, you know, you might have an idea about the type of person that you want to date, or the type of people that you want to interact with, but you're not. It would be better if you would expand your boundaries, expand your limits, or the person that would come into your life is somebody that you didn't even expect would come into your life. It's that sort of energy. But it's all predicated upon whether or not you are willing to let something die. If you're willing to, especially because the full moon was in your 10th house, I feel like some of you just need to readjust, or sort of get a little bit realer about, I feel like there's something that's either highlighting your career sector, highlighting an aspect of your life path, or again, how people are seeing you in your career field, or where this ambition is. You might have some sort of idea about it, but I feel like it needs to come into a different phase. Or you're entering a new phase in your career where you are taking on more responsibility. Some of you are probably making more money, or you have these new opportunities. Like some of you, especially if you want to like start your own thing, do your own thing, which Aquarius, that's usually that sort of energy, wanting to like be independent, make your own decisions. It's probably an opportunity has opened up, or probably the opportunity is opening up for you to talk to different people and to really expand your network of your circle of friends, your circle of colleagues or whatever, people that are probably in similar fields. So again, don't be afraid to talk to people that are in similar situations to you. You know, reach out over the internet or whatever, and don't be afraid to actually get sort of realer about what you want to do and how you want to pursue these things. And we have the Knight of Wands and the King of Swords. So this is all you guys. You know, like I said, Knight of Wands is Sagittarius, King of Swords is Aquarius. Some of you, if you're dealing with a Sagittarius, or if you could be dealing with any sign, it could be a Sagittarius or a Virgo or a Gemini, or they could just be a fire sign, an earth sign, or an air sign. And since I said water sign, they could be a water sign. So they could be anybody. You guys are like probably talking to people, or I really feel like this is an opportunity for you guys to just sort of broaden your horizons. Or maybe you guys are probably talking to somebody, or they don't even have to be a love interest, but they could be like a friend, where you're getting so many ideas from this person. You guys are bouncing ideas back and forth. Or you're in a very collaborative moment right now where, again, it would benefit you guys to sort of talk to other people and see. They might be able to help you with like your blind spot. They might be able to help you sort of free this baggage. Or some of you need to actually not, again, take a risk, not be afraid to to not be afraid to confront these issues head on, to not be afraid to say, you know what, I'm done with that. That's a dead part of my life. I'm tired of it. I want something new. I want to expand my knowledge. I want to see what the world has to offer. Some of you might be traveling, or like I said, some of you, it could be, again, just any sort of new endeavor. I'm seeing writing, or I'm seeing uh, probably some of you are probably thinking about starting school again. It's that sort of energy. But whatever it is, you have to be totally focused to it. You have to be totally committed with the lovers and the two of swords. And you have to trust your intellectualism. You have to trust the knowledge you have. Some of you are probably older and you've come to a point in your life where you can shut things down just by looking at them. Like, especially if somebody's trying to come into your life, I can see a lot of you just being like, no, I don't want this. I don't want any of this. And I feel like you have to be fair to yourself and trust yourself in this process, and to not, again, this is all about leaving things in the past. This is all about understanding what doesn't work for us. So when we go forward, we can be a little bit more wiser and a little bit more smarter about the decisions and the choices we have to make. Because the lovers and the two of swords, those are choice cards. The lovers, and I explained this in a different reading, excuse me, the Hierophant, which comes before the lovers, that's about our core choice, core beliefs. It's like whether or not we choose to be religious or irreligious, whether or not we even want to get married or not. Sort of the choices that are based on tradition and foundation, whether or not we want to do what our parents or the authority figures wanted from us, or if we want to do something different. And whatever you've chosen, the lovers is all about fulfilling it with a passion. Totally, it's not so much as merging. Well, it is sort of merging with that choice and understanding that we've made the correct choice. For some of you, it's more about a question of whether or not you made the right choice, or the wrong choice, rather. Because I feel for some of you, it's a delicate balance with the two of swords, and it's connected to this three of swords. So for a lot of you, it's all about whether or not the person you're with or the career field you're in is actually making you happy, and if it isn't depressing you, or if it's living up to your standards, if you are feeling healthy in this, and if it's something that you want to continue pursuing. And I feel like for a lot of you, if you make a choice that isn't the healthiest choice, you will know. And I feel like that will just lead to more heartbreak and will lead to more pain. It will lead to this sense of dissatisfaction, because some of you probably don't want to make a choice. You're holding off on doing this, but I feel like the more you hold off on it, I think the more obvious the answer will be, the longer you're going through it, the more you're dealing with it. Again, in a love relationship or in a job or whatever. And for some of you, I feel like you see what's coming, and you're recognizing that, you know what, if I continue going down this path, if I continue dating this person, if I continue working in this place, or if I continue engaging in my old habits and bad habits or whatever, I know that's going to lead me to pain. That's going to lead me to disappointment. And that's Aquarius too, sort of being future oriented, like understanding what the possible outcomes can be. That's an energy of Aquarius that some of you probably would need to tap more into, understanding that your actions do have consequences, and the consequences probably aren't the ones that are going to be to your benefit, and understanding that you have a decision to make to whether or not you want to actually live through your heart's desire, or if you want to continue to sort of live in this purgatory, this stasis, where things aren't coming together. You and probably another person, or you in a career, you can't fully merge with it because you're not putting your all into it, or they're not putting their all into it. And it's like, anyway, with these aces here, it's telling me that it's time to start new, or it's time to approach it differently. It's time to put things in a way to where you're more comfortable in. With this King of Swords, it's in an interesting position between Death and the Two of Swords, because it's like, I feel like you guys understand that you have this knowledge, and you can't fight the fact that you have to start something new, or that you need to let something go, because either it will be taken away from you, but I feel like a lot of you still have that power to cut it out. Even if it is taken away from you, if somebody leaves you, or if you get fired, God forbid, it's not like you won't be able to start something new again, as long as you're willing to be spontaneous. Again, Knight of Wands, King of Swords, or Knight of Swords, where you have to be able to, again, take that risk, take that chance, take that little leap of faith. Because either way, you guys are understanding in this process that um, that there is something to be rebuilt. Yeah, that you guys are undergoing this process of like understanding the ins and outs, the facets of heartbreak, and in your own self worth and your own sort of self esteem. And it's a tense period where it's going to be challenging. It's supposed to be challenging because it's sort of tied directly to your interactions with other people, the Three of Swords, and with your own sort of inner outer worth, and whether or not you're putting in. If How can I explain this? It's weird. I can feel what these cards mean, but it's hard for me to explain it sometimes. It's all about recognizing that how we feel about ourselves on the inside, it manifests on the outside. So if we realize that, things aren't necessarily going the way we want it to, and, we're probably not living in the place we want or working at the place we want or sort of making enough money, it all starts here because the pentacles represent our physical body. It represents maintenance of the physical body. And with the five, that's sort of transformation. You're outgrowing your certain situation. You're probably outgrowing, some of you are probably really coming out of this period of hurt if some of you had like a bad breakup, or if some of you got a divorce, or if some of you, had to deal with like some sort of heartbreak or some huge disappointment. It's like this process of you transforming. 5 + 3 = 8. So you're undergoing this change. You're undergoing this, and I associate with the 8th house, Scorpio. So you're undergoing this process where you're becoming more and more understanding of your own physical limits, your own limits with regards to, you can't fix everything just by talking about it. And, some people are never going to meet you halfway. Some people are never going to help you in the way that you want them to. But it's all about progressing and coming out of that with this 8 of Wands and this Knight of Pentacles. And it's something that either, if somebody else does come in and you do meet somebody, whether a friend or it could be like a reliable person that anyway, it's like they're going to help you slowly through this process, or you're going to be able to sort of work your way passionately with the 8 of Wands, intensely wanting to actually maybe put yourself out there or open up communications with different people. At least that's the energy that you need to take on. Again, being more open and being more willing to take risks with all these knights. Understanding that you do have a new beginning on your hands with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords, that you can fully merge with something that's more in line with your heart desire, the Lovers. And it's all about whether or not you want to do it. It's all about recognizing whether or not you deserve more, or whether or not you can get better, that you can get more. And that choice is entirely up to you. It's all about putting ourselves in those situations, putting ourselves in those circumstances, so we can bring it all in. Not being afraid to take those chances and take those risks. So good luck with all of that, Aquarius, and I will see you guys next time. And so yeah,